disappointed of.
Man, people,
Jazz,
people can't.
I'm sorry I'm saying that, but I'm very
I'm
disappointed of
very
people
look.
that share space with him.
Not only that, look, I can understand that people go there as rivals. You know, you go there, you want to put him, you want to argue with him as the other side. But being friends, like, oh my God, people are like sometimes saying jokes to him, talking, chatting. You know, like he's again. How come if I'm a friend person, all my friends are, for example, Nazis? Doesn't that make me a Nazi? Yes or no? Simple, simple, like logic. You know, I'm not trying to be too sophisticated for the people. But they always say, but he's nice, you know, he doesn't say bad things because he knows how to shut his mouth. But all his friends that he always indulges are always scumbags. So that's the only difference. And why can't people see this basic fact? And no matter how much I say, I actually gave up. You know, it's every day. I see people every day in his spaces, so I don't care anymore. But I'm just saying, sometimes people don't know how to handle enemies, and this is maybe one of the issues of the Jewish community. Sometimes the standard for them is for someone not to be anti-Semitic in front of them, because so many hate is out there. For them, it's only enough to have someone who's just shutting his mouth, and they will say, okay, I'm willing to even live with that person. But for me, a guy, an ex-Muslim, I know how they think, I know how scummy they are, and I don't engage with them only as a rival. If that is, that's fine by me. I don't hide away from them. This is what I have to say. Thank you.
Correct. I send you multiple co-host invites, but it doesn't work. Malka, if you want to say something before I respond, because it will take a bit of time when I respond. Malka,
Hi
please.
guys, hello. Hi, correct. Long time no see. So good to see you. Jazz, thank you so much for letting me speak. You know, I met this Mr. Bean in your
Guys, I cannot hear her. Should I recycle?
Yeah, drop
hello.
down. Or you want me to recycle, or you can drop down and just request to speak. Yeah, thank you. Malka, please, the stage is yours.
So the first time I met this Mr. Bean, he was in your space. He was actually co-hosting, and then the water girl came very disrespectfully, and Mr. Bean was very good towards that disrespect, and that was it for me. You know, I'm very new here. I think I'm newer than all of you guys. I'm still learning about the politics and the spaces. But what really, really made me sad is that, you know, I am originally from Iran. I'm Jewish. And I see a lot of Iranians that they are pro-Israel. And what these people did was putting division between the Iranians that they are pro-Israel and the Israelis. And that was really bad. I didn't like that at all because, you know, I go to those spaces and I hear our Iranian friends and they are very sincere. And seriously, the only thing they see is that we all have the same enemy and we have to defeat that enemy. But people like Mr. Bean or some other ones who are holding these big spaces, I don't think they have good intentions and they're causing a lot of chaos, they're causing a lot of division, and it was very upsetting to me, so I wanted to share that with you guys.
Yes,
So,
Malka. Somebody, actually, few people send me a screenshot of a room that with some Iranians that I don't share space with, and they were sharing space with Mr. Bean. And unfortunately, like I was very surprised that I saw a few familiar names, and they were asking me to go to that space and tell them that don't do that. I said I cannot do that. It's not my job to pull people out. They if they don't realize it by now who this person is, and still they are giggling and laughing and sharing space with him, let them be. I mean, I'm glad that I'm not with these people at all, but it was very disappointing, and the pressure on me, I didn't appreciate that. I had a weight on my shoulder to pull people out of that space. which I was blocked originally. I wouldn't go there and share space with those people, but it was very disappointing.
Yeah, but I don't know who you're talking about. It would be good if you just say the names so people know, the places they go and
I will not agree to that. I'm sorry, Malka. I will
no.
not agree to
Oh,
that because I will stand like you know what? I will dox myself a little bit more. My
Yeah,
father
I
had.
prefer not to mention names. I think
I'm
Malcolm
talking
knows who am
Russian.
I
Please,
talking
a
about.
bit. Please, I'm speaking. If I may finish my point, my father had a factory in Russia before we came to Israel. We were quite in a good financial position, and they lost everything. Like correct, you were the other day. Please, I forgot his name, but please help me. What was his name? The person who escaped from. Wow, I'm a bit too
From Kuwait?
tired. Like
From Kuwait? Jason?
Justin, exactly. So he explained what he went through. That he was facing a fate, a possible fate that he will go to jail, and his daughter. You know what it reminded me? It reminded the situation that when we escaped from Russia, because my father also wasn't allowed to leave Russia for whatever reason. I will definitely not mention it, but and it was like a couple months that we didn't know what's happening, and we left everything. And we came to Israel, specifically in Israel when it was a Gulf War, a full-time war, and we could go to many other places, but my father was a Zionist, so he wanted to bring us to Israel, and here, and we came here, and my mom supported him like 100%. So for me, like this reality of escaping a tyranny regime I'm telling you, I know he went through more difficulties, but it was very something that I could relate to, because I also what funny, Rachel. If
no,
you
but
find it
I'm not
funny.
talking about, I was talking about the Mr. Bean thing. I was not talking about Jasem. I have a lot of respect for him, actually. I was,
No, I'm okay. Maybe I've not explained myself well enough, but I just wanted to share that we lost everything. Sorry, yeah. We lost everything because my father believed in Israel, because he wanted to come here, and because he believed in democracy. So for me, fighting for democracy, fighting for the freedom of speech, it's not something that I just woke up some morning and decided to be lefty, righty, or whatever it is. It is something that my family sacrificed a lot. We sacrificed a lot, and we put our lives, not the children, okay, but my father put his life in danger to came to a country that it is democracy, and part of the democracy, whenever we like it or not, and I believe people know that Emrose is something that I see as a true danger. And correct, you said that IDF protects us here. Explain me how exactly IDF protects me and my child against people, crazy people, who even more crazy than Emrose, when we have peaceful protests of hostages, families, and some from the left comment them and spit in them, and like we didn't have a physical interaction, but it's so bad, and we live in this reality. Like in nothing protects us. So democracy has its bad sides, but again, for me, this is the ideology.
Yes, but
It's
you are.
above the religion.
I'm not sure if I get what you said, but I'm not sure how you're making this connection with the statements you're making. So you're mentioning things that was horrible in the past, and somehow you're relating them to things that has to do with freedom of speech. But this is not the point that we're making,
Because
because
I didn't have a freedom of speech. I didn't have a freedom of choosing my religion. Every step that the person took in this under dictatorship, it was only something that the system was allowing you to do. So for me
those
today to
are the
say
enemy of freedom. Those are the enemy of. Do you think that Mr. Bean
yes,
believes in
but
freedom
you
and
put
freedom
it.
of speech? Do you think he believes in that?
I think
See, there are
specifically.
two different jazz. Please listen. There are two different things. There is a freedom of speech, and there are people who are full of hate that take advantage of this freedom of speech. And this is what is happening in US, in Europe. See, for me, the same thing. I didn't have any freedom of speech in my own country. That's why I had to escape. I had to escape my country, my homeland, because of freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of being a woman. Okay? And I came here. But what Mr. Bean or people like Mr. Bean, that they are
But are you
supporting.
disappointed, Malka? Are you disappointed in Mr. Bean, or are you disappointed in people like me who goes to the
No, no,
pro-Palestinian
no. I
spaces?
am not disappointed in you. I am disappointed with Mr. Bean. But I think we as Jews have to be very careful right now to, I don't know how to say it. I mean, it's your space, Jazz. It's all what you want to do, and I respect that. And thank you so much for letting us come here and speak. But as of the situation right now that we are all in, and we are all everywhere in the world, we are fighting for our existence, bringing such a person, I mean, what is the point of, for example, we
I
know
can
that.
explain it. I can try to explain the point because again, I'm just a little bit
No,
tired,
I'm
but
not.
I will try my best to explain the point because for me it's a very important point. But I want to ask Rochelle: are you disappointed in pro-Palestinian side, or are you disappointed people from pro-Israeli side who goes to pro-Palestinian spaces?
That I was not in a space that you were sharing with Mr. Bean. I wasn't criticizing you. I was criticizing Iranians, some Iranians that they say that they are, you know, sympathizing with us after October 7 or during all these years and decades and still um, sharing space with Mr. Bean and giggling around. And then I had no clue what's going on. Two of my Israeli friends sending me a screenshot of those rooms. Go call your friends and tell them to don't share space with these terrorists. I said, these are not my friends. I don't even hang out with them. I don't want to have a responsibility of, bossing people around. It's not my job. They are adults. They think they know everything. I'm not going to communicate with them. That's all I have to say. But the other day, it was another space, and I saw some of them sharing space with him, and all I tweeted that, why do you even share a space with this person? And I didn't even name them. I wished and I
Rochelle,
hoped that
I will help
somebody.
you out with that because I shared last week. I took very bold, maybe stupid, but I like this move. I will not deny it. And I wanted to speak about something else, but Mr. Bean came to my space, and yes, I had a conversation with him for hours. Yes, it was my decision because
Listen, one night I couldn't sleep. It was about 4 a.m., 3 a.m. my time, and I was hanging out on the space with my friend. And he came to a room and he started like with his calm voice. He started, steering shit. And I was sleepy and I said something that probably I shouldn't have to tell him. And he took that exact phrase out of my mouth and blew it out. Oh, so you said all the Gaza's children are terrorists. I said, you know what? You want to
I'm sorry,
twist
Rochelle.
what
I
I
can
said?
barely
Go
hear
ahead.
you. I cannot understand every.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm just
I'm actually I'm in a parking
now.
lot and
Now
I'm
it's
looking
better.
for
Now
my
it's better.
car. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's better
Can
because
you
I
hear
want to
me?
understand.
Oh, okay. So I don't know how far did you hear. I lost my car in a parking lot. So I'm trying to find my car in training. So one night about 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I couldn't sleep. So I came to spaces and I was hanging out with my friends, my usual friends. And he came to our space, and you know, when he comes to spaces, suddenly tension rises, you know, because we know who he sees, we know what is his agenda. So tension rises, and he started hearing shit with his calm and collected voice. And obviously, I'm fiery, so I said something which I shouldn't be smarter, and I shouldn't say that to him, but I said it, you know, and I said it. And out of all the conversation that night happened in that space, he just grabbed one sentence that I said and he blew it out of proportion. And he just was going after me. And I said, after all, you know what? I said what I said, and I stand by it. What do you want to do? You know? But this is how exactly who
Sorry,
he
can you
is.
hear me? Sorry, can you hear me? Because we have problem with the app again.
Yes, I can hear you.
Wait a second. It might crash any moment. Sorry, I will have if I will disconnect. But anyway, I will. I'm sorry. I also can't hear you well enough. But I just about this disappointed what I asked you, because you're not going into complaining to the pro-Palestinian side that they saying that terrible stuff. You're coming to us and you to people who go to pro-Palestinian spaces, and you said that you're disappointed in us. Like, we get the criticism.
Are you talking to me?
No, to Rachel in this case, because she
No,
raised.
I wasn't criticizing you.
But you said it's not your job to go into to preach people. But you said it's your words. I write it after you said it.
Yes.
You're disappointed that people go into pro-Palestinian spaces and try to communicate.
Yes,
Yes,
I am. But
and you
I'm
don't
not
understand
disappointed at you
why we
because
do that.
I wasn't. No. I'm disappointed at Iranians that share space with him. I've never been in a space, or I don't recall that I saw you with him. So I don't know what is the context of your conversation with him. I wasn't judging you. I was judging, and I was talking about some Iranians that they say they support us, but they still share space with him. That's what I was saying. I hope I was clear.